Hello and welcome to our next product presentation. Thank you for joining us. Only 14 months ago, we presented to you the world's smallest platform for pedestrian testing, our UFOnano, which is a complement to our full-size car-to-car testing platform, the UFOpro. And today, we'll close this gap between these two sizes and we'll present to you our all-new platform for powered two-wheeler testing. We'll start with an introductory video, followed by a presentation about the details of this product, and then we will close with some scenes from the proving ground. I don't want to keep you in suspense any longer, so let's get started. Active safety systems are not only entering from cars and trucks into new vehicle categories such as motorbikes and even forklifts, but they also get more and more mature and can handle more complex scenarios and are now more focusing on vulnerable road users. With the UFOnano, we provided a platform that allows to perform complex test scenarios for pedestrians and bicyclist dummies and let them doing curved paths and even turning on the spot. For the next vulnerable group, the powered two-wheeler drivers, we now developed our mid-sized platform, the UFOmicro.
Motivated by the introduction of new test protocols considering motorbikes by Euro NCAP, our goal was to develop the best performing device to exceed their requirements. We were determined to develop a product with unrivaled control accuracy and one that maintains our core advantage being intuitive and easy to use for test engineers. The UFOnano development was a proven starting point for the UFOmicro. We learned that there are better ways to achieve high lateral accuracy besides conventional mechanical steering. Skid steering, a novel approach for short wheel-based robots, enables our UFOmicro to go perfectly straight even at high speeds. This is ensured by a very powerful four-wheel drive concept.
Once we decided to use the four-wheel drive skid steering, we started to select premium components and assemble them into our proof of concept vehicle. Testing this prototype generated valuable data that confirmed the UFOmicro simulation model.
Thanks to the validated model, we managed to design the control algorithm for the skid steering concept. So we set up the control parameters for high-speed straights and lane changes before we had even finished our first engineering prototype. On the proving ground, we only had to fine-tune UFOmicro's controller and suspension setup.
During development of the UFOmicro, we also focused on the batteries, especially charging time, capacity, the performance during cold and hot weather, and the possibility of swapping them easily without system shutdown are crucial for efficient testing. Therefore, we created a design based on the well-proven battery technology of the UFOpro and adapted the size to fit the UFOmicro. The battery design results in a long operating time and allows continuous testing with almost no battery changes.
The result is stunning. Our engineers, once again, created a groundbreaking robot with a four-wheel drive, skid steering, and achieving highly accurate path following at high speeds. We have outstanding battery capacity with hot swapping capability, and our platform has the best handling efficiency on track. And all this is packed into a very compact housing with a low radar cross-section to make the UFOmicro nearly invisible to radar. And now, let's see how it performs. Before we show you how it performs on the proving ground, we would like to give you some details and show you some insight about this all-new robot platform. And I would like to start with the dimensions. The UFOmicro has a length of 98 centimeters. It has a width of 105 centimeters by a height of 7 centimeters. So it's a really very compact housing and a very compact design. The weight of the platform, including the batteries, is 85 kilograms. So this allows also very precise testing in windy conditions. What else can you see from the top of the platform? Well, first of all, of course, the power button, which has several colors implemented. And so it gives you an indication of the status of the robot. So also this is very convenient because you just need to have a look at the platform and you immediately know the status of the robot itself. Here you can see the batteries. which are accessible from the top, which is also very convenient. We have two GNSS antennas for maximum precision of heading. This is the Wi-Fi antenna, and we have equipped the platform also with an Ethernet connector. This gives us the possibility to easily plug, for example, a laptop into the system and make very easily updates and upgrades of the software. But it also gives us the future possibility to, for example, connect braking lights or turning signals for the dummy to the platform and power these lights and trigger them from the platform itself. These are the dummy mounting magnets. We have 4 of them, so 2 for the motorcycle dummy and 2 for the scooter dummy. And finally, here you can see the handle connectors to click in some transportation handles. The platform also comes with an option. So as an option, you can have some cutouts for a VRU adapter, and therefore you can use the UFOmicro also for vulnerable road user testing, so for pedestrians and bicycle tests. How this looks in detail, we'll show you later on. And finally, the performance. The platform reaches a speed of 80 kph, including the motorcycle dummy on top. It has an acceleration of 4 meters per second square, and we reach a deceleration of 6 meters per second square by electrical and, in addition, mechanical braking. And of course, the platform is also completely waterproof, as all our platform robots, so it allows to test in heavy raining conditions and even if you have standing water on the proving ground. And for the more technical details, I'd like to hand over now to Emir, our technical sales engineer.
Thank you, Markus, for your introduction. I'm very proud to be part of the launch of our new product, the UFOmicro. Again, our developers have put a lot of effort into creating a platform that is exactly matching the needs of our customers and the active safety industry. As with the UFO Nano, part of the work was to design a housing that included all the necessary electronic components, but at the same time had the perfect shape and size. The UFOmicro's housing is milled from a solid block of aluminium. This allows us to create a very uniform and smooth outer shape that has the smallest possible radar cross-section for all the sensors being tested with this platform. As you can see in this picture, it was quite challenging for us to design this complex inner shape, but it allows us to use the available space as efficiently as possible. Another big advantage to mention, the fact that the platform is milled from a solid block of aluminium optimizes the cooling management and makes it very robust, so it can easily withstand overruns by various vehicle types, which are being tested all around the world. In addition to the lowest radar cross-section, the outer housing also hides other useful features. One of them is the possibility to mount handles on the platform. With the help of these handles, you can easily transport the UFO. This allows the platform to be placed at the proving ground with little effort at the beginning of the testing day, and then also safely stored as quickly as possible in the evening when you call it a day. In this video, you can see how our engineers are using the handles to carry and place the UFOmicro. At Humanetics, we also place a particularly high value on the customer's input. Often the number of tests on the proving ground is enormous, but the time available is severely limited. That's why we have stuck with our tried and tested concept with replaceable batteries here too. The batteries can easily be exchanged from the top of the platform. Thanks to a 2-battery design, the batteries from the UFOmicro are also hot swappable. But what exactly does that mean? It means when replacing the batteries, it is not necessary to reboot the platform. All necessary electrical components remain active even during battery replacement. This saves the time of connecting the Wi-Fi components and reinitializing the GPS unit. Since our customers work with our products all around the world, we wanted to make sure that our batteries have the best performance on cold winter days as well as on hot summer days. That's why we use the same lithium battery technology in the UFOmicro as in the UFOpro. Together with the highest battery capacity, this ensures the longest possible battery life in all weather conditions. In addition, the smart charger being used for the UFOpro can also be used for charging the batteries of the UFOmicro. Here you can see how the batteries are being exchanged and fixed to make sure that they do not drop out when overriding the platform. Placing the batteries in the center of the robot not only has the advantage of making them very easy to access and replace, but also allows the wheels to be placed in the corners of the robot, maximizing wheelbase and wheel track. This is important to minimize pitching and rolling motion for maximum driving stability. Speaking of wheels, it's maybe also worth mentioning that our developers have made sure that all wear parts are very easy for the user to access and replace. This saves long maintenance and the associated downtime of the platform. But now, let's say a few words about how the platform is moved and steered. For this platform, we have chosen a four-wheel drive. The concept of four wheels driven by powerful engines allows us to maximize the performance. Since nowadays a lot of testing is done in bad road conditions, it was important to us that the UFOmicro can accelerate at any time due to the perfect traction, preventing the wheels from spinning. If you then combine the all-wheel drive with the right control algorithms, the limitations of conventional steering systems are completely eliminated. As you can see in this graphic, the skid steering concept has been realized by a speed difference in the left and the right wheels. This brings the decisive advantage of ensuring stability and in a specific speed range, and also minimizing jaw velocity when driving straight line trajectories. Also, I would like to lose a few words about the dummy mounting on the UFOmicro. The platform, of course, has the ability to mount all compliant NCAP power two-wheeler dummies on itself with magnets. This includes both the motorcycle and the scooter dummies. Since we also thought it would be useful to allow all Euro NCAP VRU scenarios to be performed, our developers have also created the ability to attach optional appendixes to the platform, as Markus already mentioned earlier in this presentation. As you can see in this graphic on this slide, this makes it possible to also attach approved VRU dummies through the conventional dummy mounting kit and additional magnets. Here you can also see a small appendix, which can be used for placing the VRU dummies. In the last part of my presentation, I would like to say a few words about the active safety product range. The UFOmicro can, of course, also interact with our other products. In this picture, you can see on the left-hand side the UFOpro, which supports the GVT dummy. On the right-hand side, you can see our UFOnano, which supports child, adult, and bicycle targets. Above the UFOnano, you see our driving robot, which allows us to move the vehicle under tests as accurately and reproducibly as possible. All of our products are integrated and synchronized in our software, allowing us to perform traffic scenarios with a high number of participants on the proving ground in a reproducible way. Last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your attention, and we would be very pleased if you contact us so that we can exchange more detailed information. To conclude our product presentation, we will now show you how the UFOmicro moves and works in combination with our other products in reality.
With the UFOmicro, we not only closed the gap between the full-size UFO Pro and the very small UFO Nano, but we also developed an incredibly precise driving robot with huge battery capacity to allow efficient testing. Now I would like to invite you to our proving ground to experience it in a live demo. Therefore, please contact us or contact us if you have any further questions. Thank you for joining us, stay healthy and have a great day.